Today on Mina Studio, playing electric guitar in church with your computer. Woo! Welcome to Mina Studio. My name is Nathan. With me as always is my tech director, Ronald, back there sunbathing under the light because he is a reptile. That's not true. They're more closely related to birds. I apologize for any dinosaur enthusiast for that slip of the tongue. Today I want to try out Worship Guitar Essentials 2. It's a Mainstage concert you can purchase from that worship sound, load into Mainstage, and then play electric guitar through Mainstage on your computer with a full amp sim and pedal board and everything. The fun part about this is I'm not really an electric guitarist at all. In fact, in like the 10 years I've been leading worship, I don't think I've ever played electric guitar at church. Like literally once, ever. So if you're a worship electric guitarist, you can laugh at me trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing in this concert. But you also get to see what it sounds like, because I do know kind of how to play the guitar and how to use a computer, kind of. So let's get into it. This is Worship Guitar Essentials from That Worship Sound, thatworshipsound.com. Worship Guitar Essentials 2, it's $40. You can use it with Mainstage or Logic. I have actually been using this in Logic for recording for a little bit, but I've yet to use it in Mainstage at all, so we're going to try to figure all that out together because it's very different in Mainstage. So if you don't know what this is a concert file that you would open in Mainstage, and it would bring up all of these pre-made pedals and amps and everything, so you can just plug in your electric guitar, start rocking out with all of the effects and everything you want right there on the screen. So let's open it up. Here it is in Mainstage. You just download it. It'll download a single concert file. Also individual patches if you want to use them in Logic. But a single concert file, and then you can see here in Mainstage, after you've opened once, it'll show up in your recent Worship Guitar Essentials 2.1.1. So we'll open that up. So all this comes up. They've created this for you, and here on the side are all these different presets. Fender Amp AC30, that's the box. You got Frozen Verb, Ambient settings, and these are all humbucker presets if you're using a guitar with humbuckers like I will be today. And these are all single coil presets here. Close that folder if you don't want to look at them. Here you have two for acoustic guitar, which I have tried out, and they're fine. They do what they do, but I probably wouldn't use them. And then here you have extras, slapbacks, organ swells, ambient swells, hard trims, reverb, delay. So we're just going to kind of mess with these main ones up here and just give you an idea of what this all looks like. Because the pedal board and everything is set up the same for all of these. It just changes the amp you're using and what pedals and settings it has on. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start with the AC30, since that is the holiest of amplifiers. All right, I've magically moved my video up top, and now I've got a guitar and everything. So first thing you need to do is make sure you set up your input. So you got your guitar going through the right input. Mine's plugged into input 4, so select input 4. And these are where you kind of edit everything. If you don't know about Mainstage, this isn't going to be a whole Mainstage tutorial. But once you're ready to go and actually play, you hit this perform button right here. There we go. So this is our full screen view. So this is what you'd be looking at as you performed. You can see down here we have all of our pedals, which I don't know what they're supposed to be because, again, I've never played guitar in church. I'm sure these names are definitely names that mean things to you electric guitarists. They mean nothing to me. Although I think Cloud Verb is probably that one that everybody uses. Strymon. Is that a thing? Alright, so behind my picture here, let me move myself, is previous patch and next patch. So that's just to go to the patches we saw in the other window, the different presets. Alright, let me move myself back. So previous patch is going to be hidden for this tutorial just because I got to put myself somewhere. So this tells us what preset we are on. Here we have a panic button that stops whatever's playing just in case it's gone crazy. This to turn it into mono if you want to, a mute button. So these are background pads that you can have playing. Really great for worship sets where you don't have a lot of instruments up there. So if I hit on, and then G. Here we go, we have a pad that starts playing, and these motion buttons here add more layers to it. So that's a good way to add pads if you don't have anybody else in your band who does that. Over here we have our amp settings. So this is your amp head, master gain, bass, mids, treble, and presence. So that's how you adjust your amp settings. And then down here, the majority of the screen is our pedal board. And I'm positive that these are all fake names for real pedals, or maybe they're real names. I don't know. I don't think it is. We got a cloud verb, dual delay. Well, I'll go through all of those. So here's what it sounds like by itself with the preset. That was not good. All right, so that's just what it sounds like right now. My tone roll off too, so it's not as bright as it could be. But there's a lot to play with, so that's just the super basic sound. Let me turn on some random stuff. You'll get a little bit more of a distorted sound, and then we'll kind of go through everything, and I'll try to guess what they do. All right, here we go. Let's turn on a delay and a little more distortion. See what happens. All right, so that's a more overdriven sound. Again, that was just me turning on two pedals so you can see the kind of variance and realism you can get. All right, so let me go through the pedals. This time I'll leave my mic on, so you might hear some string sound with it, so ignore that. Also, if you hear any like cutting out or anything of the audio, that's because I'm running video and stuff at the same time, so that's just my computer maxing out. It's not the program itself. All right, so first up we have Cloud Verb. Pretty sure this is that classic Strymon sound. Is that what it is, Strymon? Let's see, here's it without. Oh, let me turn off my distortion. Without. With. Let me use a pick. Told you I was an electric guitarist. I'm finger picking all this stuff. Sorry. Okay, that's definitely a reverb, so you got all kinds of settings there. Dual delay, obviously delay, I can figure that one out. It's a stereo delay. Ooh, got a little crunch there. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Again, this is the first time I've used this Mainstage, so we're just hanging out, figuring out what it all does. And you can laugh at me as I try to... I think clone is a real pedal I've heard of, isn't it? Right? By the way, leave comments in the comments for all the stuff that I have no idea what is. Clone, that's distortion, I would guess. Overdrive. Yep. It's overdrive. Mouse drive is a bigger overdrive. Yep, and Big Moth, I believe, is a bigger fuzzy. It says fuzz, so I'm gonna guess it is. Yeah, that's a big one. Compressor, that one's obvious. That increases your volume and sustain if you don't know what compressor does. Echo delay. So that one's on right now, isn't it? Beep, 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 beep. Yep. Turn that off. That'll go away. Psh, that was boring. Can't worship without delay, right? Reverb and delay. How's the Holy Spirit going to know you're worshiping if there's not reverb and delay on it? There we go. El Capitan. I bet that's the name of a real pedal somehow. Of something. What is this? Freeze? Division? Division would imply a delay. Let me turn off that delay. Yeah. Another delay. So we got 3 delays. El Capitan, Echo, and dual delay. Dual delay is a stereo. The other two, I'm not sure the difference. Ooh, there's a lot of delay. I'm going to turn this clone back on because I like that overdriven sound of it. Okay, turn off those delays. Next we have Pulsar, which does this. Oh, there it is. Tremolo. Wow, 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 yeah. Ooh, that sounds cool. I like that. Now we got Vibe. It's a rotary. Wonder what it sounds like if all these on. I'm totally gonna turn these all on after this. Julius. That's a smoothie, obviously. Is that more reverb? What is that? That's Tremolo Phaser. One of these is a tremolo and one's like a chorus. Oh, maybe it's a chorus. Yeah, I think that's a chorus. That's what that is. Y'all laughing at me right now, aren't you? You know what all these are by the names. Octavia. I bet I can guess what that does. Yep. Don't know why I would ever use that. Getting funky. Again, you're hearing my strings from the microphone because I'm talking. If I go through a full thing, I'll turn it off so you don't hear my strings. Right, that's Octavia. Boost, that's just a boost. Tuner. Oh, that's a big tuner. I like that. Alright, so don't press that in the middle of your concert unless you're ready to tune. Oh, how do I get rid of that? Oh, you just click anywhere and you get rid of it. And tap tempo. So this tap tempo, I assume, is for everything. I would guess it's connected, which if it is awesome. Let's try it out, shall we? So, put on the delay. Actually, let's do echo. That'll be easier to tell. Okay, let's do slow. See what happens. That'll be a really slow worship song. Yep. Yeah. Let's see if it did it for the others too. Yeah, it did. Pulsar. Yeah, it did. So that super fast. Yep. So that tap tempo. So fast you can't hear it. That tap tempo is for everything on here that uses tap tempo. The delays, the tremolo, etc. So that's really cool. I like that. So there's your tap tempo for everything in the concert. Let's turn it down to normal. There we go, 102. This is a volume pedal. Let's try it. Yep. That's your volume pedal. Which brings me to my next point. There are MIDI pedals you can buy place on the ground like a pedal board that maybe have 10 buttons or so that you can use to control these like a real pedal board. Now, I've never used one, obviously, since I've never even played electric guitar in church. I've never used one, but my understanding is they're really quite difficult to get set up. I don't know if that's true, but I think they do work. I have no experience with them, so if you have experience with MIDI pedal boards and Mainstage, please let me know in the comments. All right, so there is everything set up. You also have different amp sims that you can use with different patches. Now, you can't change the amp sim in here. You'd have to go back to the editing window, and I'll show you that in just a second. But just for funsies, let's put on a pad and all of the pedals and see what happens, shall we? Here we go. I better turn it down. Okay. Panic. Hit the panic button. There's still things happening. Okay. Don't turn on all the pedals at the same time. That's a terrible sound. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. But, okay, let me try to turn on pedals that might actually go together now so we can kind of get a good sound. I'm going to just try the mouse drive, see what I get. Add echo delay. All right, I think that sounds pretty good. Again, I don't have much of a frame of reference, but I think that sounds pretty good. I like all the controls you have here as well. Exit out of the perform mode, go back to the edit mode. So here is where, if you wanted to, you could change your presets. You can also do that by the previous patch and next patch button while you're in the perform screen. But here's where you can edit your amp if you want to. So it has presets with different amps, Fender amp, mattress amp, AC30 amp. But you can then go in and change it yourself if you want to. If you go to these two channels, that's what your pedal board is being routed to, and these are your amp channels. So if you click on amp, it'll bring up Logic's amp designer. You'd have to change it on both because it's got two amps in stereo. But see here, this is our Vox AC30, but I mean, you got all these options for amps. So you can customize this yourself too, as well. You could certainly build this yourself as well without going and buying the concert. Everything here is stock in Mainstage. So when you bought Mainstage, it comes with everything here. You just won't have this concert with all these nice pedals set up and all the amps routed correctly and such. But if you like building it yourself, go for it. If you don't really know how to build them yourself, buying something like this for $40 can be a great way to learn how as well. So buying a preset like this isn't like cheating, because one, well, it's just not cheating. You can use the resources that are available. But two, it's a great way to learn. So I learned a lot when I downloaded this and then started messing with it about, how he routes amps and how he set up the pedals and all that sort of stuff. And you can learn a lot by looking at someone else's work like this. So that was just one of the presets. If I switch to the others, I'm not going to go back and play all through them all, but I'm just going to look at them. So here's... Whoa. See, that's why you got to change your input. It's picking up my mic. There we go. There's the guitar. So there's the matchless. You can crank the gain on your amp if you want to add some gain. That matchless one is probably my favorite high gain. There we go. Got the Fender. Frozen Verb. I really like Frozen Verb too. It adds a lot of reverb effects in there. It's good for big reverby kind of shimmery chords. Ambient is fairly similar. But you can see it's got this really long kind of frozen reverb in the background to keep it held out a long time. Like I said, you got single coils as well. Those are all the same as the humbuckers. Then we got some Stranger Things down here. Slapback. Organ swells. Ambient swells. That one I like a lot. That's kind of a synth layer almost in the background. Hard trim. It's cool. It's almost like a synth. Reverb delay. Sorry, reverse delay is what that is. That's if you're playing at a haunted house, I guess. Alright, so that's all the settings. That's all the options you have there. My opinion on it, I think it's really good. I really, really like it. So there's also another one from Sunday Sounds. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's also a very similar Mainstage electric guitar concert. I have not tried that one. I've only tried this one. I think they have a lot of similar functions, but they probably sound a bit different. So if you used either of these, or amazingly if you used both of these, please let me know in the comments what you think about both of them and how they compare. That would help a lot of people, I think. But I really, really, really like it. If you already have all the hardware, like the computer and the interface and guitar, obviously, then just with Mainstage and this concert for $80, you can have a full pedal board, all the amps you want. I mean, honestly, you're not going to get a better sound for $80 than this. Like, no way will you get a better electric guitar sound for $80 than this. I mean, after this, you'd have to go up to like the Helixes and Kempers to probably improve on the sound. So really, really good buy if you already have all the hardware. I should probably like play us out, right? Thank you for joining me here at Mina Studios today. Really enjoyed our time together. Very special for me. If this was helpful for you, please think about subscribing to Mina Studio. It can help dinosaurs everywhere to keep their jobs. Bye-bye.